I would love to hear what everybody's why is. And the reason I like to start with your why is because it's going to be the fuel that brings you into building a big 6 and 7 figure business in three. So I would love to know how many of you guys or why you said yes to three. Let's just start with that. Why did you say yes to three? Would anyone like to share a little bit, and you can unmute yourself, about why you said yes to this company, the products, the opportunity? I always like to start with your why. It's just way more impactful because you really identify why you're doing this as we move through today's systems. Does anyone want to share? Janet, I see you unmuted. Go ahead.
Yeah, to help my family to live in peace.
Oh, that's beautiful, Janet. What does living in peace mean to you?
Well, for different people, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? So having maybe peace of mind, yeah, and just being able to be okay in all of those areas, right? Or thriving in all of those areas. Beautiful, beautifully said. So that's great. So you see three being able to do that for you and your family.
Yes.
Awesome, wonderful. Is that the first thing that you share with people when you go to expose them to three? Why you said yes?
Usually say I like to travel, like I want to see
Uh-huh.
countries.
Yes, yeah. Travel is my favorite way to experience life just because it really opens your mind to what's out there. So travel is always good for you and your family. What else would you do if you didn't have to worry about money or time?
Get a new wardrobe.
Get a new wardrobe? I love that goal. You know what, Janet? When I first started making a paycheck, it wasn't huge yet, but I think I was making like 500-ish dollars a week. It was extra because I was working two other jobs, right? And so I bought a new pair of shoes every time I got paid. I was like, oh, because for some reason I love really nice shoes. I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience where you like slip your foot into like a really nice leather loafer and it just feels like home, kind of. I have like an obsession with like leather loafers and leather shoes. And really good sneakers. I have an issue with that too. Like I want really good sneakers. I think I didn't have a lot of like great shoes growing up for whatever reason. I don't know, just like wasn't a priority. And so shoes is like my thing. So anyways, I made it a goal that every time I made over $500 paycheck in a week in my first business, then I got to buy myself a new pair of shoes. And so I didn't do it all the time, but definitely I did do it. And it was like a little reward for the work and the effort that I put in, on really making sure that I was doing the daily method of operations. So I wasn't just like reaching out to connect and share, but I was really following up to get a new team member or a new customer or brand ambassador. So that was just a little fun fact there. Okay, who else would like to share why they said yes to three?
Well, I said yes to three because, well, before I found out that it would help me lose the weight that I want to lose, I just thought about that it will help me pay off my parents' medical bills.
Oh,
So that's what that's why I said yes to three.
oh my goodness. So if you don't mind me asking, was it a lot? How much money do you need to do that?
Yes, it was a lot because my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and
Hmm.
so she had all these medical bills that I would love to pay off. So when I added them up, they were a lot. And then my father,
Mm.
his bill. So I would like to just pay it off and let them be
Hmm.
free of thinking how they were going to pay it off
Yeah.
and their prescriptions.
Yeah, it's healthcare right now is at such a high cost. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about supplementing and using good high quality products, right? Because three is quality over quantity. I always tell people that three is like a luxury boutique line of products with really high absorption that if you can afford, and of course, I'd love to help you get your products paid for if that's of value to you, but that is my healthcare and everything else is recreational, right? And it's difficult because, especially as our parents age or as we age, we're looking down the pipeline of not nearly as much as what previous generations had through Social Security and other sources. And so it's very important that we take control of not just our health but our finances. But you doing that for your parents is so kind and so beautiful. And not a lot of people would have that drive and that desire, Linda. So I'm so glad that you do. And I know we can help you do that here at three. Okay, Laura, I see you're unmuted. Go ahead. Why did you say yes to three?
It's taken me a while to figure out how to get unmuted on this thing, let alone show my face. Um, so I was an X-ray tech for just about 50 years, and in doing so, we handled, at least for 45 years before we went digital, we handled toxic film, and we absorbed all that.
Mm,
And so I know that I had accumulated a lot of heavy metals in my life. And I
mm,
had done a live blood cells way probably about 25 years earlier. And all of my red blood cells had dark rings around them. And they go, "Do you know what that is?" And I go, "Well, no. What is that?" And that goes heavy metals. So then
oh,
I did another 20 years of handling, like people don't realize, like X-ray film is heavy silver, not the nano silver you want to absorb. And
right.
that when the films came out of our processors and stuff were damp. So every time we didn't wear gloves back then, whoever
No.
wore gloves or anything, and absorbed all that. And I
Mm,
was with a previous company, and when I was first introduced to three, the thing that got me was Purify and the
mhm,
detox.
mm,
So I've been like on that since the beginning because I joined in June after the launch.
mhm.
And so I'm just going to be doing that where I do another live blood cell and see what has happened since then
Mm. Well,
and go from there.
I'm incredibly invested in hearing how that goes because I used to work in dentistry and pediatric for a lot of years and I did
Yeah.
ortho for 7. And so I would go in and out and I did everything, Laura. So I'm like, when you're doing pediatric, same thing. Sometimes gloves get put on, sometimes lead jackets get put on, sometimes they don't, right? And you're
Ex-
just trying to get little roots in pictures, right? And so I'll never forget, I would try so hard, but I'm pretty sure that I have a lot of that too for all those years of working with x-rays. So you have to let me know, okay, how it goes.
I definitely
Yes.
will. And not only
Yeah.
that, I have to tell you this, my partner
Mhm.
was diagnosed with dementia.
Oh,
And for 5 years, the senior clinic here in Canada decided that he shouldn't be put on dementia drugs. Okay, that's fine. And then his neurologist decided to send him to UBC to
mm,
one of the top Alzheimer's
mm.
guys. And he went and said, "Oh no, he has Alzheimer's and he should have been on those drugs for at least 5 years." So, in
Oh,
doing so, he has no short term memory. I'm talking about zero,
oh my,
but he has not gone down in his scores since then. So,
wow.
like, he's still at the same level that he
Oh,
was 5 years ago.
wow.
And let me tell you, he takes every supplement that we have and anything else I can think of. And
Wow.
but his main score hasn't gone down. Now, if we could only get that short-term memory back, that would be awesome. But just in that is knowing that,
Mhm.
because a girlfriend of mine, when I talked to her husband, he was going, "Oh no, she's going down fast." And yet
Oh,
Brian is still at that same level.
wow. Yeah, I do. I totally believe in the supplements that three offers. I love the Purify, the detox product. The Revive and the Eternal would be huge for him, plus Vitalite. Like, and anytime I think of brain health, brain cognition, Alzheimer's, dementia, anything, there's 4 products I immediately think of. A, the body's not absorbing enough nutrition. They need Vitalite. C, there's a lot of inflammation happening up there, and the between the Revive and the Eternal, you can't go wrong. And then the third one is actually the collagen because the brain nootropic function aspect of it absorbing 73%, it's doing so much more for tissue recovery and repair, even on brain tissue, brain cells. And so I get really fired up. And GLP-3 is not a bad addition. I mean, you guys, like Dr. Dan was saying, I do believe like the peptide molecules that we have in our GLP-3 could be very much award winning because the way that they're put together. I just talked to a peptide expert yesterday, Dr. Ledbetter, and I sent him, I've given him 3 different things to look at when it comes to GLP, and he still hasn't pulled the trigger yet. But every time I come in, he asks additional questions. Are you with me? And so I keep sending it to him. But hearing how he was speaking about peptide therapy long term, being able to reverse dementia and Alzheimer's. And so just FYI, I don't think it's a bad idea for him to be on 3 to 6 dropperfuls a day of GLP-3, or anybody for that matter, every single one of you. I think we underdose ourselves a lot of times in the nutrition world because we have to list the minimums on every single bottle. So because we have to list the minimums, some people feel great, they're more sensitive and they get the result they're looking for right away, and some people don't. And so it's important to titrate up. That means move up in dose and see how you feel. Everything that we offer, it's like a sleep number bed. Are you a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How much do you need? Right? Being able to do that. And you can muscle test yourself with that. You can like put your fingers together and rub them. And when your fingers feel like smooth, okay, that means it's a yes. When they feel rough or sticky, it's a no. So you could say, do I need 5 Revive, 6 Revive? And it'll tell you like, yeah. So anyways, a lot of times we have the answers for our own challenges, right? I'm a big believer in that. I believe that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And a lot of times that, we go to seek a band-aid or medical advice. That's not wrong. It's the right thing to do. But not everybody has all the answers. In fact, you probably have more answers for yourself than they do because they are practicing. It's a practice. And who did I get that information from? None other than my grandfather, who was a doctor, an incredible expert in health and wellness and, autoimmune issues and disease and stuff like that. And he would tell me all the time, when you come and see a doctor, we're practicing. That's why we say it's a practice. And I was like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. And he goes, the less you go into the doctor to be practiced on and the more you work with yourself innately, the better off you are because oftentimes you do have your own answers to your problems. So I'll never forget that he said that. Anyways, this today we've gone on the subjects you guys wanted to talk about. And that's why I love starting with the why, because it's super important that we attach to that. I'm going to give you processes today and how-tos and how to get plugged in and how to create a successful business. But if you don't know why you're doing it, you won't do it. And then you'll come back to me in a month from now and say, oh, 3 doesn't work, or I didn't make enough money, or I didn't help enough people, or right? And that's what I don't want. It's the opposite of what I want. And so my goal is for every one of you to say yes. What made me say yes to 3 was the products, the business, or both. What got me excited was my personal results, somebody else's results, and that can even be both physically and financially. Why am I sharing? I'm sharing because I'm here to make an impact, or I'm sharing because I want everyone to know about what we have here, or I'm sharing because I want to make a lot of money, or I'm sharing because I want to help a lot of people. Why are you sharing? Is the most important piece to this. So when we go out and I talk about connecting and reaching out and I give you guys scripts to use, I want you to share your 30-second story, not 30-minute story, 30-second story in this particular order, because it will open up more doors for you than any script I've given you will, because people do not join people that they don't know, like, and trust. So if you go out, we're in the relationship business here at 3. And so when you go out with the intent to share, you have to share why you said yes to this company first and foremost, what got you excited, and why you're sharing with them. Why is it relevant for them? People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Are you with me? So it's never about you, although you start with your story. It's always going to be about them and why you thought of them. Oh, listen, Laura's going to call her friend whose wife has Alzheimer's and say, the reason I thought of you is because A, I understand. B, this is what I found. Would you be open to me sending you some information? That's it. You guys, it can be that simple. Don't go to work to overcomplicate. The very first piece of being able to build a big business is learning how to share a 30-second story that's relevant to them. It's a tool, it's a skill, and it's learned. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be an expert salesperson. You don't have to understand everything in the compensation plan. All you have to do is love on people. How do you love on people? You share your truth and why it's relevant for them. Okay, so if we go through this entire presentation today, I'm going to move kind of quick because we're going to get you connected. If you're not connected already, scan this QR code. I want to make sure that you guys are in the WhatsApp chat. We have a WhatsApp chat. There's over 300 people in there right now. Anytime you have questions or you need, quick responses, I definitely recommend you do that in the WhatsApp first. And that's a great resource. So make sure you get connected to that. The next one is we have a Facebook page. It's called Legacy Makers Facebook page. We do a lot of recognition in there, although the files section is stacked with tons of good content. Oftentimes we'll put out next events in that group. it's a great resource. If you're on Facebook, I highly recommend. Most importantly, make sure that you guys scan this one and you're on the YouTube. Right now, we're live streaming to our Legacy Makers YouTube channel. You want to like and subscribe and then hit the bell to always receive notifications, because even if you're busy or you're doing something else or you're traveling or you're working, you're going to get a notification when we go live, and then you'll be able to share those with you and your team and the people that you onboard. Because not everyone, 90% of the time that people come into this business, they're working something else or they're doing something else and they're building this in the pockets of their life. And so you being able to, when I say stay connected, the closer your feet are to the fire, the warmer you are. It's not just for you, it's for your team. Like, you want to be really good tour guide. So you might make sure you're plugging people in and then sending them tools and materials to keep them engaged and plugged in. You just never know what's going to hit for somebody. So make sure you're part of the YouTube channel. If you haven't bookmarked our team website yet, I highly recommend you do. It's ourlegacymakers.com. And you want to highlight that. It's an A to Z on how to build this business. It's an A to Z on everything I'm about to show you right now. We're going to go through it at the very end very quickly and a little bit in your back office. Do you have your 3 app downloaded yet? I hope so. Okay. This is a really great resource. We actually have 2 versions. You have the phone version and you have a desktop version. You can build presentations in both, but it's easier for me in the desktop version. But I highly recommend that you download the 3 app because you're going to be sharing a lot of information, tips and tools, a lot of information from there. All right, we're going to check your business setup. The first thing you probably did, if you haven't yet already, if you're on here as a customer, I highly recommend you upgrade to paying your $30 to becoming a brand ambassador. Why? Because that's what opens up. It opens up the ability for you to be able to share links and tools and information with people that you don't really have access to. It would be a little bit more difficult. So definitely you want to become a brand ambassador and you save more money on the products, up to 25%. The next one is you want to place an initial order. So hopefully every single one of you started 3 with an intro pack or greater, which means you've put in 100 PV. PV stands for personal volume, what you personally order. And you started with 100, and you can do any one of these packs. I highly recommend either at a minimum the essential pack. I love the complete pack. I can't tell you how many bottles of GLP-3 I go through the other day. My friend was saying to me, she's like, she was very like resistant to opening an account. And I couldn't figure out why. I'm still trying to figure out why. But anyway, she's very resistant to opening an account. And she's like, well, I need product and I'll pay you for product. And I was like, this is so annoying. I actually don't like when people do that. I really don't like when they do that, because I know eventually I'm gonna have to go back through the process of helping them enroll, place an initial order. So, but it's good to have product on hand just in case, because some people will do that and it's okay to do it. We also have our simple 6 products. Highly recommend the starter pack. I love the starter pack of products. It's going to give you a 1-month supply. The ultimate pack is better. It's a 6-month supply. I just have so many smart ships set up right now, and that's the next phase. Because the way that I got started is I knew that smart ship is the glue that holds my business together. And so I knew it was like my rent in my business. I couldn't get around it. And Lance and Tracy Smith did a great call on how setting up smart ship actually protects you in your business. And that, it's go on the YouTube channel and look at it. It's amazing, where she goes through and talks about how setting up smart ship appropriately will actually create more success for you long term. So you want to subscribe and save. Smart Ship is subscribe and save. You earn loyalty rewards. You get a rebate of $100 every 6 months. So that's $200 for the year in free products. And you bank volume. This is that protection. You never lose volume, because the way that we're set up and our structure works, you receive spillover. So as long as you're consistently ordering at least 60 CV or greater every 4 weeks in your business, you're banking volume as an asset to get paid on later, even if you don't know what that means yet. So if you like to make money, you need to be on Smart Ship. You'll never run out of products and you have better long-term results. All right, so then you're going to recruit too. Now, this is the one step where I look at and I go, this is amazing. Where can you start a business for less than $2,000, get $200 back every year in free rebates, eat your overhead? And when you recruit 2 people, or you enroll 2 people, or you share with 2 people and they order products from you, one on your left, one on your right, it opens up a compensation plan with the ability to earn up to $21,000 per week only in team commissions. We pay 6 ways. Team commissions is one of them. And it's a very important step because this is leverage. This is leveraged income. You leverage the product orders you do and others do. If you help even just 2 people upgrade to more perfect products in their pantry, they maintain consistency. In other words, they maintain a smart ship as well. You're all eating your overhead and you're banking volume to get paid. Well, what does this mean? It means that if you bring on Bob the builder and he orders a 300 CV pack and sets his smart ship up, and then you bring on Sue the sharer and she brings on, she comes on with a larger pack and starts sharing with all of her girlfriends about her weight loss results, you're just engaging in this one way that you can earn residual income. Residual income is the kind of income for work you do once that pays you over and over and over again. So if all you grasp at the compensation plan is I recruit 2, they recruit 2, or me plus 2, them plus 2, or you plus 2, them plus 2, and you duplicate that down, you guys will all be 6 and 7 figure income earners, especially with the timing in the window that we're in right now with this company. We just had our 3rd birthday. And what that means is what I have experienced in my 17 years in this industry is I've experienced momentum twice. And when you get in momentum, that's where the most amount of income earners pop up into that 5, 6, 7 figures for long-term income. Even if you're making an extra 50,000 a year doing 3, having recruited 2 who helped 2 get 2, would you be okay with that? If it was in addition to your other income? Yeah. So you want to process this moment for a second and really take it to heart. If I help 2 and they help 2, and that's all that ever happened over the next 12 months, you would duplicate this down in your organization. You'd have over 8,000 people in your organization. That's $31,850 per month. That's a significant income. I've heard some people could live with $31,000 per month. Have you? Right? I'm just saying. Janet said she wanted to, have peace of mind. That might do it for you, Janet. You know? Yolanda wants to pay off her parents' medical bills. That might do it for you, right? Can you teach 2 to get 2? Can you help 2 get 2? Can you recruit 2? Right? And I like to look at this too. We also have quick bonuses. This is another way we pay. Through something called PIBs or product introductory bonuses, we're able to get quick cash back in your pocket. This would also help you guys who are looking for additional income or looking to get your products paid for. When someone comes to me and they say, Adrian, I've invested, $1,000. I would like to make 1,000 back. I go, that's amazing. Who do you know that could get excited about better products? Who do you know that could get excited about earning additional income? And we're going to take them through this. So if PIBs on each of these packs, this is on every first order. If they order a pack versus a la carte, not only do they get more products in their home, and I always say the person with the most amount of products in their home wins because they're having a better overall experience. Are you with me? It's like going to the dentist and saying, if you floss my teeth, that's great, but I really do need some x-rays and fluoride and I need the whole deal, right? If you could polish them as well, that'd be awesome. But if you came into your dentist and said, oh, I just want you to floss my teeth, you could do that on your own, right? You know what I'm saying? It's different. So you want to be able to have more products so you have a better overall result and a better experience. You get purifying your body and start detoxing your body over just starting, one thing. So what happens is for an essential pack or an intro pack, you earn $25 every time somebody orders that, a starter pack 50, a complete pack 75, an advantage pack 100, and an ultimate pack 250. So if you wanted to make $1,000 in your first week, how many people would you reach out to based off of product introductory bonuses alone? I think we should go off of the 100, right? So if we were to do that, even if you just shared with like 50 people and 10 people recruited, you'd have $1,000. So oftentimes people are like, I'm not, if they say to me, oh, I'm not making enough money yet, or I haven't got my products paid for yet. I'm like, you've got to focus in on the product introductory bonuses because you're going to build a great team doing it. So let's talk about how to recruit 2 people today, how to get 2 people started, how to talk to your first 2 people. The first thing we want to do is we want to track our success. So scan this and download it. You should be printing one of these a week, 1 per week. Okay. You want to write down 30 names from your cell phone, I have mine right here. I print it front and back, right? I have mine right here. I've got notes on it. You know what I mean? It gets tattered. I print a new one each week and I roll over anyone who hasn't said yes to me from last week rolls into the next form. But that's my way of tracking. I'm kind of old school in that regard. I actually like to put pen to paper. There's something significant about writing someone's name down. And then the moment you call them, they're like, I was just thinking about you, Laura. And you're like, I'm sure you were. I wrote your name down. Why? I'm launching this new product in my community. It made me think of you. But first and foremost, how are you and your family? Yes, I'm reaching out for a reason, but I wanted to see how you're doing. Right? Okay, so you're going to connect, but you've got to have a way to track. And there's a good prompt here on who do you know, who do you know, who do you know? Because your paycheck is going to come down to how many people you shared the 3 story within a day or in a week. All right. So you want to make sure that you're using this methodology. So if you knew you would not fail, if you're like, Adrian, I'm gonna bring on 2 people this week or today. If you knew you would not fail, who would you text or call right now? Who would you be able to call and say, I've started something new and I'm looking for support? Those are the first 10. Bring me your best 10. Bring me your best 10. Let's not, beat around the bush. If you've got 10 business-minded people that own credit cards that you know wouldn't mind investing in their health or in an opportunity to open up a community, those 10 names need to be highlighted on that list of 30. Because you've got to do that today, not tomorrow, today. You've got to start reaching out. So I like to use a voice message version. If you're comfortable with that, there's a little microphone. If you have iPhone, you click the plus sign now, and then on the side it has a little plus sign and it says audio. As soon as you touch it, it records. Now, if you make a mistake, you can cancel it and re-record. But I like to do that, and I like to come in and I'll be like, "Hey, Janet, I just was thinking about you because I'm launching a new GLP-3 business in our community that's super hot, and I feel like you'd either get it or have a really good perspective on it. Can I send you some information and get your honest feedback?" Is that fair? Is that true? Is that relevant? Yeah, it's a big opportunity, right? So what you want to do is you want to send that out to your best 10 today. Okay, take a screenshot if you will. You can also find this. I'm going to put you to a resource in a moment, but that's the thing I like to do. The next thing I like to do when they respond back is they're like, "Whoa, Janet, I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm already on a GLP-3, but sure, what is it?" Right? And you're like, "No, you're not on a GLP-3. You're on a GLP-1." Right? And I've got something different. I'm excited for you to check this out. If I send a link over, when do you think you'll be able to take a look at it so I can follow up and hear your feedback? Right? If I would you, I didn't put if I in there, but I really should have. If I send you a link, would you think, when would you be able to take a look? Why am I not just sending it right away? Because I'm a professional and I don't want to waste their time or mine. And I want to get a yes to sending information so that I have the opportunity to follow up as a professional. So you're going to scan this right here and you're going to follow this system. Patty Clements, I went through this with her yesterday. She booked on my calendar. She said, I've seen you teach text to close. I thought I did it right. I don't think I did because I'm really having a hard time closing people right now. And so she jumped on my calendar. I went through, I made sure her note was right, her links were correct, and then she went and sent it out as a follow-up to the 10 people that she attempted to recruit last week that she never closed. She never closed them. She got them excited about something and did not follow up appropriately. This system is going to teach you both. Okay, it's going to teach you both. You're going to set up your note. You're going to put it on your phone so you have quick access to it. You're going to send it out to 10 people, get them excited. You're going to follow the system. Okay. And this is our team system for success. If you're not doing this with a minimum of 2 people per day, you're not doing it. You're just not doing it yet because it will take you to the order. It will take you to the order. So let me go back real quickly. The social text to close system is our team system. It works when you work it. Okay. When you have that list of names printed out and you're out there connecting with people, you're going to use the social text to close as a first initial reach out. Is it the last? No, it's the first. Because we know that in order to really close people and bring people into our business, it could take anywhere between 7 to 13 follow-ups, 7 to 13 exposures, 7 to 13 reach outs. And some of you guys are stopping at 6. And if you just reached out one more time and said, hey, Bob, thanks for letting me share all this information with you. You might not be ready yet, but I just want to let you know we've got this new link, this new video, this new science video by Dr. Dan. I thought you should check it out. I'm going to send you some additional information. If you feel like ordering, I can send you that too. If you struggle to order, let me know what that means for you. Like if you are excited, great. If you're not, that's okay. A lot of times I'm just asking a lot of questions. I really am. So let me help you open your account. Where would you like your product shipped? What card will you be using today? So I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of times if they don't go in and do the order on their own, which I often wake up to at least 1 to 2 orders per day by doing this system, they'll do it on their own. People do want quick. Nowadays, we're used to setting up online memberships and online accounts like never before. So it's not abnormal for them. But some people need assistance. And so I'm always going to ask, hey, I'll literally attempt to take the order, even if they don't get back to me. I'm like, hey, I saw that you watched the video. I'm so excited. Would love to get your feedback. Furthermore, would you like to open an account for $30? I gotta ask, right? No asky, no getty. I gotta ask them if they're interested in opening an account. How would I know if I don't? And that's one thing I said to Patty. I said, Patty, you're so good at giving information. What you're missing is asking them to order. What you're missing is, can I help you open your account today? What you're missing is there a particular product or pack of products that you're interested in or need more information on? Right? I know you've tried a lot of things in the past. I believe this is going to be different. I would love for you to make an investment today in your health or in your wealth. I'd love to partner with you. I'm looking for people to partner with right now to actively bring this product into our community. That's what the social text to close script starts with. Okay. But you've got to ask, you've got to close, you've got to follow up. Okay. And then you're going to place them appropriately. So make sure that your settings are done right in your back office. You want to update the placement settings first before you send them brand ambassador links to enroll themselves or before you enroll them using the brand ambassador link. So it's underneath settings and you come down and it says placement right there. It'll say bottom left leg, bottom right. If you're recruiting brand new today, you're brand new on this call, you're going to do this and you're going to notate who goes on your left team and who goes on your right team. And then you're going to start using the social text to close scripts. Okay, so you need to recruit your first two. Let me just give you a tip to ensure promptness is what tip means. And what that means is you've got to recruit those first two, just like we said. So when people come on board, you enroll as a brand ambassador, place an initial order, set up SmartShip, and you recruit the first two. Who should the first two be? If I knew like I knew, if I knew I could be earning, 31,000 a month, if the requirement, the name of the game, right? You can't win the game without knowing the rules. This is the rules of the game. The game is these first steps. I recruit with $30. I place an initial 100 CV order. I set up my SmartShip to a minimum of 60 CV or better per month, and I recruit two. That's how you win the game. There's no more than this as far as the rules. Okay. So if this is the rules of the game, I want to put people that I know, like, and trust, that I can guarantee and count on them to place an order, one on my left and one on my right, and that they're on SmartShip and it never ends. I'm going to put my significant other, my spouse, I'm going to put my kids, I'm going to put my mom, my sister, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, right? They might pay for their own products, but I'm going to place them in there because then I know that I can just continue building far left, far right in my business, boom, 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 all the way down, and I'm never not going to be paid. I'm always going to be commissionable. I would never put that in somebody else's hands. I like to have access to those first two accounts because then I know I'm going to be winning. All right, so that's what I have for you guys today. I'm going to stop this right now. At the end of the day, I always say, what are you doing in your life that you're so busy that you can't build your future? Even if it was just an hour a day or 3 hours a week or whenever you have time on a weekend. You can recruit. If it moves, it recruits. If it breathes, it recruits. Okay. If it needs supplements, it recruits. If it needs more money, it recruits. All right. So I'm going to, excuse me, stop the share. And I know we moved that really quickly. We're 8 minutes past our half hour. But I want to come in and does anyone have any questions for me? Any comments, questions, or concerns about what we've reviewed today about the getting started steps? Jan is taking her GLP. I'm jealous. I just saw her do it. She's looking more beautiful every time I see her on a Zoom, by the way. You're reverse aging. Okay. This call is recorded It's live on our YouTube channel. Send it out to the people you've just onboarded and say, hey, I'm not sure if I've ever shared with you the bigger opportunity. I would love for you to connect to your why you said yes and see if it's of value to you to want to earn additional income. I'll send you an onboarding call. Okay, you can do that. Does anyone have any other questions about tools or oh, you know what? Before I do that real quick, I'm sorry. Let me come back in here. I said at the beginning, let me do what I said I was going to do. I'm big on that. Okay. And honestly, you guys, that's so funny. I was actually talking to my boyfriend the other day and I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing if everyone just did what they said they were going to do? I mean, we'd be living in a different world, right? Politics aside, let's not get into it. But I mean, we'd be living in a different world. Okay. So our legacy makers, makers.com. Okay, this is our team website, bookmark it. When you come down here, you scroll down below. A lot of the things I just went through with you was a welcome, basically going through the checklist, your SmartShip, your 3 app, the Facebook community. We do have a team calendar, our team WhatsApp chat, subscribing to the YouTube channel. What's this? Start messaging. This is the social text to close so you can get into business and recruit your first 2. You need some assistance or guidance. You can book a coaching call with me right there. You need a back office tour, your 3 wallet. This is business training, product training. You need to coach people on GLP-3. Use the peptide guide. I always say, don't be a fool, use a tool. Do not try to be an expert on GLP-3. If you're waiting to feel like you sound like an expert, you're wasting your time and others. You could be out there sharing the tips and the tools. This peptide guide's phenomenal. You can go in, download it, share it, and it's teaching them how to live a healthier lifestyle. I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, but that's that. You're like, well, how do I teach people on that? Team trainings and recordings, it can be found there. There's so much stuff on here. If you feel like you're struggling, definitely book a coaching call with me. I'm happy to help in any way I can. My goal is for you to be successful. I win when you win, and there is no other way. Okay, so I'm here for you guys. The next thing we're going to do is do a back office tour real quick. Office.3international.com. Okay. Oops, here we go. We're gonna log in, sign in. Okay. FIRS, oopsie, ING. Okay, and then let me see here. I think I did H 3 exclamation point. Okay, let's try this. Sign in. Oh, that's fun. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay. I don't have any back offices saved on here. Shoot. Let me try this one. You guys, anyone ever struggled to log in? Okay, I'm obviously struggling right now. 1, 2, 3, exclamation point. Oh, you know what? I think back then I could still do it the other way. Let me see. Healthy. Did it work? Yay! Okay. All right. So this is somebody's back office. They're brand new. These are all of your marketing sites. So this is your personal QR code. This is your enroll brand ambassador site. This is what you would embed into the social text to close script for them to order. Down here is the dial. It's like the GPS in your business that teaches you how to advance in the company. Like this person needs to be active with 100 PV and recruit 1 on the left and 1 on the right to become a qualified brand ambassador. Right? So they still need to do that work. What if they want to earn 250,000 a year? Well, they would need to know what 4-star director is. Okay. What if they wanted to earn 6 figures? They would need to know what 3-star pro is. I'm sorry, elite. Okay, is right. They want to earn six figures. They want to earn 50,000 a year between these two, but most likely here. Okay, that's where you'd be. That's the kind of volume you need to be. So you can gauge your business appropriately. Here is my business. You can go to my commissions, set up 3 wallet, enroll customer, enroll brand ambassador. Before we did that, we said settings. That's under placement right here, bottom right, bottom left, lesser leg, right? Okay, so you'd want to set that up. Orders, they can order products a la carte. Recurring SmartShip is here. You want to make sure your SmartShip is set up. Her SmartShip is set up for 2 Revive. If you wanted to add a new one, you'd hit this plus sign and it would allow you to add products. If you wanted to go in and edit, you would hit the edit button right here and it would take you into this. and you would be able to add more items at the bottom. Just make sure that before you check out, you click all these buttons and submit and make sure it's saved, that you've gotten to a confirmation page that's saved. Otherwise, you might delete it and then lose all your volume. And that's the opposite of what you want. Under tools right here, there's documents and media, prospect manager, a social media asset. When this person recruits, there'll be something in here called reports, and reports will start showing you how to build your business as well based on the amount of customers and brand ambassadors you have. And then here's the homepage. It's going to show that our next big event is Limitless. You can, recruit for that event. The 2x2 right now is showing that every time you recruit two, the company is sending you an additional bonus. It's talking about the next city tours. We are going to have regionals, or what we call city tours, where Dr. Dan's coming around, Daniel Piku, our owner, is coming around with other leaders that are 6 and 7 figure income earners, are going to be training and teaching all over the US right now. So that's going to be of importance too. Make sure you click on that and you find out where the next city tour is. So if you're in Des Moines or Dallas or Jacksonville or Chicago, right, or Idaho or Salt Lake City, or Charlotte or Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, or Branchburg, New Jersey, LA, okay? You guys want to go in and you want to register as soon as you can, okay? And so that's what's going to be really exciting, is making sure you guys get plugged in. I would definitely make it to a larger event. I'm just going to say this right now, like the one game changer for me when I first started in this industry, first I was a tired, broke single mom working 2 jobs, and then I went to earning 6 figures quite quickly in the first 2 years, basically. And so what I would say the difference for me was that I attended an event like that, and I plugged in and I listened to the other 6 and 7 figure earners, and I did exactly what they told me to do and nothing more, nothing less. The reason I did that is because I stopped assuming that I knew better, right? I stopped assuming that I knew a better way. I plugged in, I got systemized, I got organized. I'm super big on systems and organization, right? Even McDonald's is. McDonald's says the fries go on the left. All right. Not to say you should know that, but I'm just saying every business that's really successful, you need to get organized and systemized. And Daniel Piku, I'll leave you with this. He's our founder and CEO. He always puts a motivational message out every day. I hope you guys receive it. I know he does it in the 4-star group and above. And it comes to me personally as well sometimes. But he said, most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're casual. They're casual with their time, casual with their goals, casual with the way they speak about what they want. And when you're casual with something that requires obsession, it slips, but slowly at first, and then all at once. And by the time they realize what happened, it's too late. The window has closed, right? The shot has passed, the moment is gone. So if it matters to you, act like it, speak like it, move like it. Casual effort gets casual results. Obsessive effort bends reality to your will. If you're going to go all in, do it, or don't bother going at all. Okay? You can do this working less than 10 hours a week. Don't go to work to overcomplicate this. You can do it. Okay? I was doing it 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes on a lunch break, and 2 hours that I blocked. I would work 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. after I put my twin girls to bed. I would do Zoom calls from my house with my upline leader. What is your personal system for success? What are you doing consistently? Okay? What are you doing consistently? Get into a system. And that's exactly, you want to follow what I shared today, make sure you're set up right, and duplicate and teach the same. If you can keep it simple, you're going to win big, not small, big. This is the one place you can do it. You don't need a special degree. You don't need to be particularly great at sales. You need to be particularly good at being consistent, okay, and following up. All right, you guys, I love you. If nobody's told you that today, I want you to go out and have a beautiful day. I want you to go share the 3 story with a minimum of 2 people. Use the social text to close. Don't be a fool. Use a tool. Let the tools do the work for you. And then go make a mess and I'll help you clean it up. Okay? All right. Okay, you guys have a great day and I will see you all later.